welcome to Breakout Racing League. We're here for tier number 1. It is the Canadian Grand Prix. We're here for the 7th round of the championship. It is going to be a fascinating one, no doubt about it, here at the Canadian Grand Prix. It's round 7 of 24, still a long way to go in this championship. And of course, still championship leader is Bailey at the moment, holding on only just in the championship points, but has a good lead so far on round number 7 of the championship. And let me get up this screen, and here with me, of course, is Catro here in T1. Welcome.
Yes, welcome. It is. It's great to be here at the circuit de Gilles Villeneuve, if I can speak right. Well, the circuit, 4.361 kilometers, 14 corners, 3 DRS zones. It's quite the quick circuit. It's gonna be fun for overtaking.
Yes, indeed, and we have Bailey out there on the medium tyres already. Strategy around here, of course, is well, it's an unknown because, well, safety cars. We've seen that this week already in Tier 3, Tier 4. And a whole bunch that's gone on in the tiers this week. But you never know. You never know what everyone's strategy could be. It could always depend on how everybody's tyre life is around here, how everybody can conserve their tyres the best. Who knows? And as we see Bailey go through the wall of champions, of course, penalties is always a big factor around here to consider as well, to put into factor, because you never know. Penalties could just cause the result to be thrown out of anywhere.
Yeah, penalties is going to be a major implication of these guys' race, especially through a lot of the corners, especially the chicanes, like turn 3, turn 4. You have turn 6 and 7. You have turn 8 and 9. You have even the final couple of corners, turn 13 and 14. If you get one of those 2 corners wrong, that could set up the exit as another way if you can get a penalty. That's going to be a major implication, especially not only in the race, but in qualifying with invalidation laps. By the way, Minico, Bailey, SupplyRaptor, and Zinab all have set the medium tire, the C4.
Yes, they've gone on those a little bit early at the moment. Who knows? That could mean that they're going to be going to softs later on, or they're just deciding to get their medium run done right now. But we'll have to wait and see. As we're going to stay with Bailey here in the Alfa Romeo, our championship leader, of course. And I thought that could have been a validation, but never mind. Bailey to the line. It's a 109.586 to kick us off.
I was looking because I saw a yellow flag through the long straightaway before the final chicane. By the way, Krispy goes at 8.8 on the soft, the C5 tires. But a lot of these guys are going to try to use the fastest tires they have. If you look at the qualifying session, it looks a little overcast. We're having a possible chance of rain. It was there in the Rustic Grand Prix where rain kind of creeped in through as the qualifying session went on. So it could be possible these guys want to get on the soft tire as quick as possible. But as you said, the strategy unpredictable. Some guys are using the other way around. The mediums like Bailey, like Raptor, Zenabs. And those guys may try to go the other way around, but then again, it's also beginning laps qualifying, so we could have those guys change onto the C5 tires in a short time.
Very possibly could, as we watch SupplyRaptor in the other Alfa Romeo about to come to last corners now, and let's see where SupplyRaptor can go. Maybe a little bit of tow here from the, looks like Red Bull up ahead, goes to P4. Very close between the two Alfa Romeo teammates. Manico trying to see if he can maybe improve on this Haas lap here in the Haas. As that
Raptor has spun around. Back into that, he was kind of halfway getting out of the way, halfway kind of cooling down, and lost it. Lit up the tires to the exit of turn 3 and actually got a little bit into the barrier there. So he'll try to get his way back to the pit lane, trying to get out of the way. As you see the AlphaTauri, I believe that is Moo. No, it's actually Aiden going through. He has a 9.1, by the way, 3/10 off a pole.
Here comes Manico now to the line in the Haas. Let's see what he can possibly do to the line, and he will only go 6, but a little bit closer to him and the Alfa Romeos. Sinav P7 right now as well. Neymar out there on circuit in the Mercedes. And there's a great camera angle for you all right there.
Quick little factory, by the way, on Minico P6 at the moment. Obviously, he was a realistic Grand Prix winner, but that's not the biggest factory about it. He's one of the, I guess, only Canadians in the field. I haven't actually had the thing up, so I could be completely incorrect with that. But he's definitely one of the Canadians in the field. Well, he wants this Canadian Grand Prix to go well. One of the big things I talked to him about, and actually he talked to me about a little bit before the race, was that he wanted to limit the mistakes. He could have had a chance at a podium a week ago and had a little bit of mistake up and down going through, especially after what happened in Monaco. And Baku, he wants to kind of redeem himself, grab that podium, especially at a Grand Prix where he wants to, especially ahead of the Canadian fans. He wants to get up there. Keep an eye on that Haas at P6 at the moment, 9.7.
Yes, indeed. As we see, Driggs just laying cars through, as at the moment Krispy on top, who is going out there on a set of medium tyres. And if anyone can possibly beat this lap, it would be Krispy on a set of medium senses. So I'll be stunned if he does, but we'll have to wait and see if he possibly could or could not. Fast AD out there on circuit as well. He's done 2 laps on those soft tyres and he's about to go around again, but he could be just, and a little bit of a moment there, slightly into the World Champions, but he lets some cars through. So yeah, Krispy still on top from Aiden, Ferrari, Nut, Bailey and SupplyRaptor. That's your top 5 so far. So Neymar goes P7.
Yeah, Neymar came in and I saw him. I was on board with him in the final chicane through the Wall of Champions 13 and 14. Oh, almost loses the car actually through 2, by the way. But I mean, when he going through that lap, he went a little bit deep in the corner, and actually hit that Wall of Champion wall a little bit. That's not going to be the only person and the only one from this session that may do that. Keep an eye on that Wall of Champion exit chicane, turn 14 exit. You're going to keep an eye on that because a lot of guys could hit that wall and get some front wing damage. We had a couple do that, I believe, in Realistic and through Tiers 3, 4, and 2. So we could see it here today in Tier 1. Oh, Neymar is actually around.
Well, watch the ending of the Ferrari of Sirhan here in qualifying with 10 minutes to go. Let's see what he can possibly go here at the moment. And not complete lap time as of yet. Below 10th, below those drivers have not completed lap time so far. As we see Sirhan now to the line, it's only going to be P6 for him for the time being.
Oh, whoa.
And
looks like there's actually been something gone on. Yes, it is. I saw it. Mumu and Neymar made contact. It looks like, I'm not sure. I think Neymar may have run to the back of the Alpha Tauri. He now lost the rest of his front wing. Now that's a 5-point script penalty for the other Canadian in the field, Mumu in 15th.
Whoops, sorry chat. There we go. I just realized I haven't put the logo up. There we go. Anyway, so, yeah, that's going to be trouble for Mumu. And P15 right now in the Alpha Tauri. And he's about to go on with a lap here at the moment. But boy, oh boy, wonder what went down there between those two as you saw it. But my goodness. SupplyRaptor out there on circuit. Bailey out there on circuit as well. They got their runs on the soft tyres here right now. And Bailey coming up to the end of his lap here very soon. Ferrari Nut out there trying to see if he can improve on this time as well.
It's quite interesting here, by the way. I think you may have already pointed this out. Krispy in the Alpine, he's actually the only one that's gone out on the softs and then switched to the mediums. He's doing a lap right now on the medium compounded tire. If he can beat it, that'll be quite impressive. As you see guys behind him has actually switched to the soft compound tire. They're going the other way around.
Ferrari Nut crosses the line, only goes to P3. Here comes Bailey now and goes P1, only just over Krispy. Oh my.
Krispy had a little bit of a scuffy lap with his medium yellow flag. That may be actually Mumu a little bit slowly, either trying to get out and get distance between the car and the car in front of him. It may have been one of the Ferrari cars. Mumu did a 15.8. That's his banker lap. He'll go again.
So SupplyRaptor lifted off his lap as well, as we're going to see Drunken Shamrock now coming to the end of his lap. Hoop out there on a lap, but he's invalidated the lap already. As we now keep an eye on the Aston Martin and see what he could possibly do here at the moment. He's actually coming into the lane. Alrighty then. He might be thinking about going doing a lap on the medium tyres, getting himself ready in the last 7 minutes of this session. Things pretty steady for now as Maneko actually goes to P6.
Yep, that's going to be one thing to look out for is these late runs as the track gets rubbed in, especially here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, where a lot of things happen when the track is at its hottest. That's kind of usually how that works. Well, especially here, as this is one of the quickest circuits on the calendar. Well, one thing about it, though, is that the average speed around here is about 130 miles an hour, with a top speed around about 200 to 210 miles an hour going into that final chicane 13. But a major implication about the circuit is 60% of it is taken at full throttle, meaning these tires, especially if you look down in the race where we see a lot of these strategy calls between the one stop, the two stop, it's going to be which tire is the quickest, the longest. It's going to be a big strategy call.
As Aiden Khan has, Aiden I should say, just he has validated his lap time. He's in P3 at the moment. As we go through the field here at the moment, fast AD, he's lifted off his time, so pretty much everybody just in his last 6 minutes taking things steady here right now. But Bailey still on top, and I feel like Krispy is just having a practice session here on these medium tyres, but I don't know. I'd be trying to. I would be thinking of saving up those mediums a little bit. Oh my goodness me, that's a bit quick through there. But luckily he did not hit the wall or anything. Aiden back out there on another lap as well. Neymar's about to start up a lap time as well, but he's on 3 lap old soft tyres. So not much happening here at the moment. Everyone pretty much in the pit lane getting ready for their final runs here in Canada, with 6 minutes left on the clock. And give you an idea on what times they've done their fastest lap so far. Pretty much everybody on the sauce except for SupplyRaptor, but expect a few drivers, especially the ones who have not completed lap time so far, maybe go out there on a set of mediums for their final run.
One thing I've actually noticed, by the way, I've kind of tuned in some of Hubelicious's lap, is he's had a little bit of an issue with dealing with tracking validations. That's one thing I pointed out, as well as you, as penalties are going to be kind of a curveball here, especially in validations here in qualifying. Well, Hubelicio's had 2 laps and 2 runs. Both of them has been invalidated, so he's got him in the pit lane. He's going to try again. Not sure if how much tires he has left. Not sure about Duncan Shamrock or PSR Edu, but same thing with Mumu. He may have wanting to try to go grab that federal lap, because remember, he backed off going through that lap, trying, I believe, either get spacing, or he may have had an issue going to 13 and 14, as everyone is in the pits except for Neymar, who's going to turn 13.
Yes, indeed, as we are going to see here now with SupplyRaptor. This is going to be quite the interest on this final run, and see who can possibly take pole position around this Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. As Neymar, I do not know what Neymar was doing, and I do not want to know. As we're going to watch SupplyRaptor, I'm going to take for a lap. Let's go on board with the Alfa Romeo around the Canadian Grand Prix. Hopefully it doesn't invalidate a lap time here for us. Coming up to turn 1 and 2, a difficult part of the circuit to get absolutely right, especially on lap number 1, because you're going to see sometimes 2, 3 wide. You can see a bit of contact, a few cars going for a spin on lap 1. Expect that to be the possible. 3 and 4, don't want to hit that wall there on the right, because you're pretty much almost guaranteed damage, let's be honest here, because it's a tough part of the circuit. Purple sector 1 for SupplyRaptor. Do not know if that is legitimate or not. We know what Codemasters games are like. As we now come through now, turn 8 and 9, another difficult part of the circuit where you could definitely invalidate, and you just want to get it absolutely right, which SupplyRaptor so far, it's a pretty decent timed run here for him at the moment, as Catcher has invited me to the game. As we now we're on the final I'm losing my mind as we're now coming to the Wall of Champions in a matter of moments. 13-14. We know what this part of the track's like. I don't need to explain it to you. As our SupplyRaptor now comes to the line, let's see where it'll be. It'll be P4 for him right now. And not too bad from the Alfa Romeo.
Well, that's one thing I'll have to keep in mind. If I ever want to startle you, I'll just invite you to the game.
Yes.
No, PS4 has actually disconnected from the game. I sent him an invite. Well, and doing so, I also sent the party an invite. So, yeah. There you go. There's a Mitchie startle moment. Moom actually has gone out on the medium compounded tire on a flying lap, the Alpha Tower, going to turn 3 and 4, as once again another beautiful commentary lap. Are we bringing those back?
Yes, I think we are now.
Yes.
And for the joke of you inviting, it can be on screen now, don't forget. As Krispy, actually, Krispy is actually...
Oh, it can be on game? Oh, no.
Yeah, it is on screen right now, like this. There we go. Krispy's actually invalidated his first lap here, but he might go around again. We'll have to wait and see. Hoops invalidated his time, but I think Hoops just out there having a picnic. As Sirhan now is out there. Oh, he's actually improved Sirhan, excuse me. He's actually moved up to the P7. Moving through the field here right now. SupplyRaptor's gone for another run. Let's see if this moves him up. It does to P3.
Well, that main issue, though, is how many is he... Oh, Moo is actually invalidated in the final chicane. I was on board with that. But how much wear will that put on his softs? Because, I mean, here's the thing. If he goes on those softs, I mean, he has to start for it. Because it's going to be, I mean, if you qualify inside the top 10, you have to start on the tires you qualified through on. Well, the main issue with this being, though, is if he goes to that one stop, he has to take those tires longer, meaning those tires are going to be more worn at the beginning of that stint, which is going to be harder for him to take longer. If he takes a two-stop, it may not be a big of an issue at all. By the way, Moo, I believe, is done for the session. He cannot improve with the amount of time he has left. I'm guessing is done and will be qualified P12, but it could be close between the other Canadian on the field. The other one is P9. He's on an outlap, and Minico 9.6.
Krispy in the first sector up 0.04. Just slightly up in that first sector. Let's see how he goes here in the middle sector here at the moment. And coming for a bit of traffic here at the moment. Bailey's going to be starting a lap time here very, very soon as well. As only just up here is Krispy on this run. He needs to make sure this last bit gets right for him.
Oh.
As we'll watch the end of this now and see where Krispy can go. Can he take it to pole position here in the Alpine? The researcher, as he now comes through very nicely in the wall, though. He does not get an validation. He'll be glad that didn't happen. And it goes P1, only just in the Alpine as we now go for the field here at the moment. Aiden now in the AlphaTauri. Let's see what the AlphaTauri can possibly do here at the moment. As I'm watching two screens here at the moment, I shouldn't be as now. It's not, and that's a big spin for Aiden there, and that's not whose fault at all. Aiden just got uncompromised there, got a little distracted, and missed his braking there. So, but he's still P4 at the moment. Where is Bailey now? Bailey is purple in the middle sector and quite by a good margin.
Yes, he is. By the way, when I reacted a little bit, Hoop spun around at the exit of turn 9, but now it's down to Bailey. He has this one straightaway and a couple of corners to stay valid. Can the AlphaTauri and the championship leader do it? I'm sorry, the Alfa Romeo.
As beautifully through the last two corners there from Bailey to the line. It's pole position, a 108.553, unless someone can just blow it out of the water. We'll have to wait and see. Here comes Streaks now in the McLaren. Gives a light tap in the wall. What is he going to do to the line? It's only going to be staying P8 unless Hoop does something crazy. He does not because he's invalidated. It's Bailey on pole position here at the Canadian Grand Prix after a very good lap time. And my goodness.
An incredible qualifying session already, and it's only been 18 minutes. We could have a very good race for here in Canada in the round 7 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 1 Championships. It's going to be fun. Bailey starts for pole. His teammate is going to be directly behind him.
Tyson chat how many will die at Wall of Champions. Well, that's going to be the predictions in a matter of moments, my friend. But here's the results of qualifying here at the moment for the Canadian Grand Prix. Bailey on top and Alfa Romeo just in a beautiful position as of right now, and that's where they want to be. But folks, stay with us. We'll be right back for the Canadian Grand Prix about to get underway for racing. Did you know Breakout Racing League has brand new merch merch, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we got the tees, we got the hoodies, we got the phone cases, we got that sexy mug there. Oh, that mug looks very good. We got the leggings, we got absolutely everything your heart desires for Breakout Racing League's new merch. And don't forget, if you want to purchase Breakout Racing League merch, Fan 10 to get 10% off your purchase as we now head to the track. Yes, and we are back here, a bit more overcast still here at the Canadian Grand Prix. It's going to be interesting to see how things play out here at the moment, how this race is going to go, how's turn 1 going to go, who knows here at the moment. And yes indeed, Dwarf, yes indeed. I believe I put that in US prices. I hope I did when I made that ad. Here's the field at the moment. We'll be interested to see what the drivers outside the top 10 do. Most likely you're going to see most of these guys probably start on the mediums, possibly. Hard tyres, really only, I think you're really going to see if someone wants to go on the hard tyres if there's an early safety car, they may try to spice it up with the hards, you never know, but mainly you're going to see softs and mediums here tonight. That's pretty much what you're going to see throughout the field. But predictions, race winner, I think Bailey's probably going to be in a very good position in this race. That's just my gut feeling, but you never know. Krispy could be a great challenger. SupplyRaptor could be up there. Aiden could be up there. You never know. We saw what happened in Monaco and Baku. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it really can, and I'm at a loss for, I guess, interest here, because, I'm trying to figure out exactly what to go with my prediction, because, well, your prediction is not far off from, I guess, what could happen indeed, because if you don't recall, actually, if you aren't aware, Bailey has done, he's entering 4 races this week, and today especially. He's won 3 of them. This is his 4th. He has a chance to go 4 for 4, and he is on pole. It's a very good shout, but I think it's going to be hard to battle the guys behind him. Krispy and Raptor could put an immense amount of pressure on this the Alfa Romeo. I can't say the right one. Well,
no.
Let's figure it out, because I think the Alfa Romeo, his teammate Raptor, he won at Monaco. It was a crazy race indeed, but I think I may have to give it to Krispy.
Well, let's see what goes down here at the moment in this race here at the street circuit, or the hybrid circuit, as Catra said earlier in T2.
I do call it a hybrid.
Bailey, Krispy, SupplyRaptor, Aiden, and Sinev. That's your top 5 as we're about to go underway for 35 laps around this one. Everyone outside the top 10 on the medium tyres, as I said, to be expected. Be interesting what strategy will everyone do, because Canada, you can really go either way, so we'll have to wait and see as we await. Moo lines up in the last position. It's Bailey on the front row as we're about to get underway for Breakout Racing League here in Canada. Racing. And it's a very good start for Bailey. Krispy tries to hold on to the right side, but Bailey, beautiful start, pulls in position number 1 as one of the Alpha Tauris. That's Aiden trying to hold off Sinaf here at the moment, as Sinaf now comes through position number 4. Aiden now back in the position number 5, but things surprisingly very steady at the back, except one of the Haas has gone off. It's Manico.
It's what happened is Hoop went a little bit too late into the brakes under turn 3 and hit the back of the Haas there, and pushing him wide and the Haas wide as well. So those two, Hoop has damage. Minico's now going to be a little bit, I guess, overheated tires with the grass on his tires.
Yes, indeed, as Hoop lets him go by name up with a time penalty already. I apologise for laughing for that. Aiden now, position number 5, trying to see if he can go for a miff here on Sinav here at the moment, but Bailey's, Krispy, SupplyRaptor is your top 3 here right now. So the top 3 pretty much steady as she goes here right now. Krispy trying to stick with Bailey here at the moment. And the most important thing about Canada is, of course, like Baku last week, if you can stick in that DRS for most of the race, it's going to be very important to you. As someone's coming to late, it's Edu. He's got damage. He's got some damage somewhere. So is Maneko, and Hoop in as well.
Yes. Hoop had that damage from hitting the rear end of Minico. I believe Minico may actually hit someone else on his excursion off the track as well. Yes, he has a front wing change. And Edu hit the wall at the exit of turn 9, causing him to have that front end plate gone as well. Those three all have gone for a harder compounded tire, with Hoop gone for the hards, and Minico has gone for the mediums, and I believe that is the mediums as well. No, it's the hard compounded tire, I'm sorry, for Edu.
As expected, I said if someone get caught up early on, that they could go on the hard tyres and maybe hope for a safety car late in the race to make their race a little bit more steadier. As we see the top two here at the moment, it is Bailey, Krispy here at the moment. We go through the field here at the moment. Ferrari not too far behind. Aiden here at the moment as well. So a few packs starting to form here at the moment. We've got Sirhan as well, and we've got Fast AD. He's about to look for a move here on Neymar. This could get a bit tasty here at the moment. AD looks to hold on, but Neymar's coming into the pits anyway, as Fast AD gets a time penalty. And I'll tell you this right now, this is going to be the first of many penalties for most of the drivers here at the moment. Krispy with the fast lap of the race. So Krispy now with DRS enabled could definitely try to bring a challenge here to Bailey for the lead.
Yep, the DRS has now been enabled with the drag reduction system. It happens whenever you are a second of the car in front. Well, you have to be within that gap for a significant amount of time, because the DRS train is pretty effective here. You see the DRS board has now been opened up in the rear wing flap for the Alpine, the letterbox opening and grabbing that little bit of extra speed for Krispy, but not only for him, his Bailey's teammate Raptor in third. Zenav has fallen off that Alfa Romeo in third. And yes, I got it right. Congratulations. Aiden is now within that DRS range of Zenav, Freund up within that range as well. Drix is starting his own one with Sirhan, and you have Fast AD with Mumu still battling for that 9th position.
Yeah, Mumu a bit further back in P10 right now, and he's closing up here on Fast AD for position. And let's see what Mumu can do. He looks for it around the outside and should get it done easily. That's Fast AD challenges, so he does not. Aiden in. Sinav now with the fastest lap of the race. So all of a sudden, literally a lap ago saying Sinav dropped off, he's all of a sudden got back up the pace. And actually, this is a stop. This is a legitimate stop here for Aiden. So no damage. He's come in and done his pit stop. And look at this top four. They're bunched up together now. They're going to be all under DRS of each other. It's going to get very interesting now between these four in this one. And what Bailey would want to see is SupplyRaptor try to get close to Krispy up the front if he possibly can.
My prediction right now, I think Neymar may have actually triggered the undercut unintentionally. Neymar had some damage, but I think Aiden may have taken that Neymar, tried to go for that undercut. Well, by pitting now, I think Aiden has committed to a two-stop.
I think in the next 5 or so laps, if you see some of those top
here we go.
As now, thank you very much, as Krispy now takes the lead. But Bailey doesn't need to fight it this early. Doesn't need to fight it just yet. There's still a long way to go in this race. But I was going to say, top 7, if they're going to go with two-stop, expect them in probably the next 5, possibly, or next couple laps maybe. We'll have to wait and see what everyone's mindset is in all this right now. Because, as I said before, Canada's just one of those tracks where you really don't know what everybody's going to be doing, because you can go either way. And honestly, you can make it work. Both, you can make the one-stop work, you can make the two-stop work, you can make them work. As long as you've got good pace under you, of course. But Sinav sitting right here behind SupplyRaptor as well. Bailey's lost a little bit of time to Krispy here at the moment. And Bailey now is going to try to hope to stay in that DRS range, because that is going to be very important to him.
Yes, it is. I mean, when you stay in this DRS train, like I said, it's going to benefit you more, kind of like how it was in Baku. Well, these guys kind of falling off. Raptor's falling a bit off of Bailey, who's falling a bit off of Krispy, but now Raptor's been falling into the clutches of Zenav in P4, and the Ferrari trying to catch her after in that podium spot. But behind them, you see Edu has a 3-second time penalty for according to track extensions will be applied to the end of his race time. You see Drix has fallen off of Frynut, who is clear of Zenav. So those guys are just kind of minding their own business in 5th and 6th with Sirhan trying to catch up to the Drix in that 7th position right now with the DRS to his favor.
Drix, yes, as Aiden down with the fastest lap of the race.
The
That
Drix.
was Hoop, and I think Hoop's having a bit of fun time. As, yeah, Aiden down with the fastest lap of the race, as I said before. So that's what he needs to do, Aiden. He needs to get those good lap times in, but depends how long he wants to go on those set of medium tyres. So Krispy just holding on right now. As you see, this top four pretty much gaps of each other. You're not going to see much of a change between this top four at the moment due to where they are here on track right now. Sirhan trying to see if he can battle Driggs here at the moment for position number 6 between these two drivers. So Sirhan now looks for the move here on the McLaren, and he's going to get it done very easily and simple. And he now missed up in position number 6 as Ferrari Nut is in.
Yes, I think he's committed to the 2-stop as well. Meanwhile, I think he's going to the pit lane. Here comes Drunken Shamrock on Fast AD. Down to the inside of turn 1. That'll be an easier move than Muster will have in this Canadian Grand Prix. Shamrock up to 8 past Fast AD for 9 to 8 up to 10th.
AD, little switch there, but he's all good. And Drunken Shamrock now moves up in position number 8. The first of the medium starters in position number 7 in this race, as well as Fast AD gets another time penalty in this one as we watch our race leader Krispy still out in front comfortably so far, but Bailey's trying to mount a possible challenge, but it's going to be a cat and mouse game here at the moment, or possibly who's going to pit first and who's not. That's what it's going to be here at the moment in this race. And SupplyRaptor's gone off a little bit off from his teammate as well, which could allow Sinav to close up on the Alfa Romeo here at the moment, but Raptor does not have a good exit out of the Wall of Champions. Here comes Sinav. Let's see if Sinav goes for it. No, he does not, but now that puts the pressure on SupplyRaptor here at the moment.
One thing to point out, by the way, by Aiden pitting a couple laps earlier, 3 laps to be exact, he's actually undercut Ferrari by about 3.5 seconds or so, 3.37 to be exact. But one thing to look out for, Minico passed Neymar, battle for 12th down there, and the lower points, trying to go gut the lower points paying position right now, caught by Aiden in that last finishing position, P10 to be exact. You see Drix trying to catch after Sirhan and had a little bit of an iffy last couple of corners and has actually lost out on the DRS range, but he still has the DRS for this one straightaway to be exact.
Yes, indeed, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here at the moment. What does Sinav possibly do? There's the front 2 here at the moment. Bailey will be a bit more comfortable now with that not pressure behind, but here comes Sinav. Sinav goes for the move, and the Ferrari now moves up into position number 3 here in this Grand Prix as SupplyRaptor's in. Oh! Krispy is out!
Car.
Krispy is out. He's done that at the Wall of Champions. He's absolutely done it at the Wall of Champions. I guarantee you right now, SupplyRaptor will be thinking he's an absolute genius because he's come in just as the safety car has come out. But that's a big one. SupplyRaptor. Krispy out of this race. He's absolutely done it at the Wall of Champions, or he's just gone for a big old spin, gone into the wall on the left, possibly, and out. So there we go.
Yeah, what I'm expecting. Oh, Hoopalicious drive-through speeding under the safety car. As you see that Aston Martin safety car kind of waiting for the leaders to catch back around. They are right now at the exit of turn 2, entering turn 3. But one of these guys, a lot of these guys who have been benefited from this, Fast AD goes on the hards. He pits for that. Minico, remember those guys, Neymar and Hoop to be exact, those guys were pitted a little bit earlier just preparing that front wing damage. They have all going to get a chance to go catch up back to the field and back to the queue, and with fresh mediums to be exact. This hurts a lot of guys on the soft range from 1st to 4th. They have yet to pit. Aiden's going to be kicking himself a little bit as well, but since he's already pretty much guaranteed to go for the 2-stop anyway, he may not really care that much. But these guys are going to be in. Bailey, Zinav, Sirhan maybe next with Drix.
Well, the big thing about this is that Aiden is going to have track position now unless he decides to pit here again, but I don't know if he will Yeah, he's only 5 laps on those mediums, so I don't see why you would. Hards for Driggs, mediums for the other 3. So Driggs is pretty much guaranteed to try to go to the end here, and the rest of these guys on the medium tyres as well. As we see now, Bailey is actually still the leader.
That's going to hugely benefit him, because right now, Zinav and SupplyRaptor, by the way, his other 2 guys he had to really worry about behind him, other than Krispy, who is now out of the Grand Prix. So if you're just not tuning in yet, Krispy, the leader, retired at the exit of turn 14 in the Wall of Champions. I believe crashed out to the left-hand side, kind of reminiscent of what Kevin Magnussen did, roughly in qualifying in 2019 or so. But Bailey's ahead of Aiden, who was on those 6-lap old mediums. He stopped early and pretty much committed to the 2-stop. Well, Bailey has the option to go for that 1 stop if he really wants to, if the tire wear fits him. Same with Zinav and his teammate, Bailey Raptor. So we'll see what these guys have planned. For right now, it's going to split those guys ahead of Drix, who's on the hards, the highest hard runner right now at the C3, ahead of Sarhan and Shamrock. Fast 88 Mumu has actually gone for the softs.
Yeah, Mumu's gone the softs here at the moment. Unless Mumu, well, the fact about it is this, is that Mumu could possibly maybe go soft here at the end, maybe, if he wanted to. Unless he comes in the lane and he doesn't see he go on the medium tyres or the hards. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, soft tyres go on for Mumu, so he'll be a little bit quicker these opening stages of this race. And Neymar and Maniko going side by side there. But yeah, Bailey, your front runner at the moment, as Edu now comes into the lane to get those hard tyres taken off, which he put on lap 1 after being caused up in the incident earlier in the race.
Yep, so one thing to actually work on that is Edu can actually make it to the Grand Prix end if he wants to, because so obviously he pitted from those mediums, which he started on, to those hards, now to the mediums again. He satisfied those 2 out of 3 tire rules that you're necessarily required to use according to the FIA's regulation. You have the C5, C4, and C3 tires. He's used the C4 and C3. He's good to go to the end of the race if he wants to use the mediums from for the next 25 laps.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see what everyone does here towards the end of this one. Driggs on the hard tyres. See how that goes for Driggs and Fast AD, but guarantee you're going to see Mumu in. And what has happened here to SupplyRaptor? He's gone around.
Oh, that is not good at all for the Alpha Romeo.
Yes, the Alfa Romeo. So P13, that's a big mistake there from Raptor. That's a big mistake. So he's gone way down the field now, and safety car is in this lap, even though it didn't come on my screen, I don't think. Anyway, about to get underway. It's Bailey, Aiden here in the top 2. What is going to go down here on this restart? About to get underway here. Restart here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Bailey still comfortably, obviously, in the lead here right now. We got Aiden, Sinav, Stair in position number 3 right now, and we got Ferrona in position number 4, Driggs, but Sirhan all over the back of him here at the moment, and Sirhan going to see what he can possibly do to try to get his way up to the field at the moment, and also Mumu. We'll see what Mumu can do here on this opening stages of this one. He goes for a big move here on Fast AD, but it sore looks for it back here at the moment, as now Mumu now moves up himself up in a position number 8 as Superlicious gets a time penalty. But getting a bit racy here at this middle pack here at the moment, as Maniko now looking for the move here on Fast AD now for position. Neymar in this as well, and everybody holds back for now because that could have been a bit more crazy. And where has Edu come from? And he's about to take all of them.
Yes, he is. You see these guys right now, Maniko and Mumu, a pair of Canadians. They are trying to get the move on now, but right now, everyone else wants to get a move on right now. Oh, looks at Fast AD. He's trying to go to the inside. Maniko trying to cover him off. Neymar's been blocked in. Fast AD goes for the move to the inside. and they're almost crawling through the final chicane. They're 3 wide.
Someone's just come through. I don't know who that was. It might have been one of the Williams. Neymar now looks for a big move here on Maniko. These guys absolutely going at it for sheep stations here at the moment. As now Neymar is going to hold on. Is he? No, he's not. Who knows? Because Maniko makes contact. But luckily, it didn't end as badly as we think it could have been. As SupplyRaptor now tries to come through on Maniko. As well, he does not, but he's got to worry about Edu, because Edu's given a bit of the push and shove, and Edu now tries to come through in this position as well. Fast AD now up in a position number 12. He moves up, and SupplyRaptor, who could have been in a podium position, is all the way down 12th right now. Fast AD now in 13th place. Man.
That was an incredible couple of, I guess, corners, almost a lap or so from battling. You see, they were almost crawling on the exit of chicane, and they still were going side by side all throughout the circuit. You see Edu find a move. Drunken Shamrock is past Drix going into turn 13. He goes up to P6, the Aston Martin, ahead of the McLaren on those on the hard compounded tire. Meanwhile, Lumu is caught up 7/10 on those softs. DRS is enabled this time by.
Yes, DRS now enabled, and it'll make that pack here, well, on board him right now, a bit more interesting. See what goes down here at the moment. Edu now trying to see if he can close in here on Maniko if he possibly can. We've got Mumu now moving his way up slightly as well. He's getting up to the back of Drinks and Drunken Shamrock as well. Mumu's strategy is going to be a question mark at the moment. See where possibly go for him in this race, but we'll have to wait and see. Edu now as well, still close to Maniko. SupplyRaptor closing up in on that fight as well, and Bailey now 1 second over Aiden in this race.
Yeah, I was pointing out as Move actually gets past Drix going out of the exit of the chicane. Side by side, these two almost wheel to wheel making contact, going down the straightaway is still side by side, almost. This is absolutely neck and neck down with the DRS to both drivers, but Drunken Shamrock gave a little bit of slipstream to Mumu. He gets ahead, but I was talking about this beforehand. Aiden, by the way, Bailey, actually Aiden grabs the fastest lap, but I was talking about Bailey and Aiden were kind of teetering on the edge of that 1 second mark. You need that DRS for. Aiden had that excellent lap, but remember, Aiden's on 6th lap, older tires than Bailey. How long can Aiden stay within as Raptor gets past Miniko for 11th?
Yep, Raptor now up in a position number 11 in this one, and Maniko now goes down to position number 12. Not great for Maniko at the moment in terms of points. That's not going to be great for him as of right now. As we now go back for the field here at the moment, Mumu now all but pressuring Drunken Shamrock here at the moment. And Mumu now trying to get this done. He does. Drunken Shamrock does not fight it. He knows that Mumu's on a different strategy at the moment, and just needs to let him go by like he does there. As Sinav, someone's around its hoop.
Yes, it looks like Hoop's been once again struggling. He just can't seem to find the grips. I'm not sure exactly what's the issue. I've heard beforehand.
Apologies, Sinav now. Oh my, yeah, that was unnecessary, Sinav, but he's going to look for it back anyway. He tried to go for the move on Aiden at the final corner, and I think got a little bit nervous there. There's a little contact between the two, and Sinav now goes up in the position number 2. He didn't need to get that penalty. He didn't need to get it, but it happened, unfortunately. So now he's going to try to move his way up and try to catch up to Bailey, who's almost got a 3-second margin over position number 2. It's looking good for him here right now, but my goodness me, he's had to now catch up to Neymar as well, so these two could battle on here for position number 9.
Well, keep in mind that penalty, it depends on, Bailey's actually been pretty much known to avoid getting a lot of penalties. So if it comes down to Zinav and Bailey, that is going to really hurt him. Speaking of hurting, because the penalty is moving, 3-second time penalty applied to his race time. But what these guys have to realize is this lap 16. You've completed 15. There's still like 20 laps to go. You don't need to make these aggressive moves that will give you these penalties and making contact.
Raptor sending it there on Edu, and it didn't work out for him, but now he's going to get that DRS and hope for it to work out for him here right now. But Edu's got DRS up ahead, so that just doesn't help Raptor even more. Thought he's going to hit the back of him, but oh no, he's in the wall.
Oh.
And that's damage that could have been exactly the same thing that Krispy did not too long ago, and that's a big shame for SupplyRaptor, who was in a position possibly for a P3 in this race, and now he's all the way down the field in P13, no front wing, and he has to do a lap around Canada with no front wing, so he's going to lose a lot of time in this race. Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible right now is how much Raptors race has really gone down the drain. I mean, he had a chance of that win, if not a podium at least, and now he has no front wing down in 13th. Neymar has a 3-second time penalty, but watch out right here. Aiden and Zenav. Aiden is trying to get the most out of these tires with Ferrari not behind him, by the way. Where did Ferrari not come from? He's now in this DRS strand with these three. And, well, how many laps before we see Aiden and Ferrari come into the lane again to pit for their second stop? Because I'm pretty sure those two are going for that two-stopper.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out here at the moment. As Ferrari
Here we go.
looks for the move, it's going to get ugly here at the moment, but Aiden actually very nicely lets him through. So I thought it was going to be a fight for position there, but it was not. Well, there you go. And Phantom, those penalties will be shown in the last 5 laps of the Grand Prix. We'll show them at the last 5 laps because there's going to be so many penalties probably before lap 30, so there's no point in me showing them right now. But as SupplyRaptor has made it around in time, he comes into the lane. Who now goes up in P13, and yeah, wing change. It'll be another set of medium tyres, and all he can hope for is a possible another safety car. So the gap has actually opened up once again between Zenav and Ferrari Nut here at the moment. And Aiden's also a bit of time as well. Sirhan coming through those. Oh no, he's actually in AI. Excuse me. Aiden's in AI. So the Ferrari's now going to be in the top 4 here in Tier 1. And what Sirhan's got to hope for is that Aiden doesn't return back onto track. And he's still AI, so that's all good. And Sirhan now up in a position number 4 in this race. Is Endo Neymar? Something's happened here. I've missed that.
Into the barriers, Neymar goes. Yes, what happened was Edu made a move down the inside of the chicane, and it looks like both of them broke way too late. Edu had to complete straight line the chicane, running to the access road and that little sausage curve in the exit. He took the correct layout. Neymar, he also had to straighten the corner. He was a little bit too fast in. Well, by doing that, he got off the curve on that sausage curve, which I talked about, and put him into the barriers. Well, I'm not sure exactly how that pit lane entry would work, but he had to cut back across the track, went to the pit lane, grabbed that front wing.
Yeah, it's good to see how it all pans
out. Oh, Muumu's around too.
There he is. Muumu goes around.
Circumstance. It was he went off the track, went a little bit too deep through 8 and 9, and the bumps on the exit of the circuit. Remember, it's not the driving circuit; it's more like a rally cross circuit out there. It's kind of bumpy. The suspension of the Formula 1 cars are not really meant to do that. Well, unfortunately, he lit up the rears and spun right around. This Neymar has a 3-second time penalty.
As Ferrari nuts into the lane, surprisingly, and Aiden is well, but Speedy in the pit lane. 5-second penalty for Aiden in this one, and oh, okay, okay then. Aiden retires in the pit lane, and Ferrari nut comes out now on another set of medium tyres. He will be going to the end, no doubt about it. As Muumu now actually does not come into the lane, he will still keep going around here. On these soft tyres, does Ferrari not have to sit behind him? Give me a better camera angle. There we go. Side by side, these two will go, and Muumu pulls in behind. So Ferrari nut now position number 8 in this race. They're going to try to see if he can maybe pressure up the front, possibly. Well, it probably would happen anyway. So we've got coming up to 15 laps to go here very shortly. Bailey has a 4.5 second lead. And Echo say the chat drinks might win. Maybe.
It's possible.
Possibly.
That strategy could end up working.
We'll have to wait and
One thing
see.
to point out, what?
But yes, go.
Wait and see a D, because those mediums may be better than the hards. You go ahead.
So,
No?
I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, well, it's already been documented this week already. Mediums, much preferred tyre around here over the hards, way more preferred. It's just such a nicer tyre to drive on around here in Canada. It's the definitely race tyre, and yeah, going to see how long these guys will go in this race. Ryan saying RTOP, well, yeah, well, maybe. We'll see. If Driggs wins this race, I'll say Hearts ROP. But he's close up here on Truck and Shamrock though.
Yes, he is. That's one thing to watch out for is how these tires, these hards can go longer, but how much grip can they hold? Then, how much grip do the mediums have? And I'm jumping to Shamrock right now on those one lap old, I guess, softer compounded tire compared to Drix, the medium overall, the C4 compared to the C3. But one thing to look out for is how will these guys, I mean, use the ERS deployment they have. Both these guys around 20% battery, and that's actually the same for Edu behind them, about 1.5 seconds back. But if you looked at in P7, in the DRS train of Edu. Oh, Edu actually misses the corner.
Oh. We just saw the end of it there. And Maniko now trying to close up on him at the moment. No, he pulls him behind for now. Mumu in 12 laps he's done on those soft tyres. He'll most likely go on another set of soft tyres. Most likely, if he does have a fresh set, that is. But he should definitely. As no, he's gone on the mediums. Well, I've been proven wrong, ladies and gentlemen. As Maniko now, he's trying to see if he closes up on this fight, which is pretty much for P4 right now. Drucker, Shamrock, Driggs, Edu, and Maniko at the moment. A good old scrappy for the top four, for fourth position here at the moment here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Edu now trying to see if he can close up in here on Driggs for position number 5 here in this Grand Prix on lap 22 of 35 here at the moment. And looks like Dragon Shamrock's just losing some time to these guys right now. We'll have to wait and see what pans out in the latter stages of this race. But Edu's closing in, but again, Driggs has just got that DRS helping him out here at the moment. But Edu does look hungry for possible moves here right now. But things stay steady between these 4 guys here at the moment. And Maniko right now, with no penalties as well, is going to gain a couple of positions at the end of this race, as it would stand. But we'll keep an eye here on Driggs and Edu, because Edu trying to possibly find a way past.
Yep, well, one thing I noticed, though, is Edu, after missing that corner a lap ago, you'd usually think, well, that has a lot of rubber, a lot of tire grip, and grain may happen. You may have a little bit to get back on track. Edu, I think he just put it one of his personal best laps of the Grand Prix, and now chasing after Drix and Drake and Shamrock, who, by the way, while they were going at it, Edu and Nico, well, Drake and Shamrock and Drix had a little bit of a moment going into turn 1. They went side by side and actually battled through into turn 2 and the exit of turn 2. And as Neymar just passed Hoop for 11, it's a lot of kicking, a lot of battling going on, and the action's really starting to bubble over here in Canada.
That's right, saying the chat that McLaren needs to get a move on. Yes, he does. He needs to get a wriggle on here, and Phantom saying Ryan's not racing well. Ryan was not racing because, well, there was a race going on here in Australia. A certain Kiwi winning the race, as I was watching on my second screen a little bit earlier on. But Druck and Shamrock now, as Neymar gets another time penalty, trying to hold off Driggs here at the moment. Driggs going to look for it. Can he get it done? Yes, he can, unless Druck and Shamrock holds the nose. He's going to keep it there if he possibly can. But no, he does not. Driggs P4 here at the moment. Edu, there's a car around it.
Delicious, yes.
Oh, and Edu and Druck and Shamrock looking for this. Oh, there's a little bit of a touch. A little bit of a touch. Maniko now trying to see if he can gain advantage out of these two. As now this will allow Driggs to just sail away from this group. That's what he'll be hoping for here right now. And Falcon, oh my God, why did you? I'm going to talk to you in just a second about with that statement. But Maniko now, right here. Let's see what goes on between these guys here in this 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th position here right now in this race. Is Sinav into the lane. Now, could that get Bailey thinking here at the moment what he's going to do? Sinav possibly doing this to just try something different in this race. Get Bailey thinking at the moment. Maybe, you don't know. But 12 seconds Bailey's got over Sirhan in this race right now. And Edu closing up on Driggs as well. It's all so close between these 4 positions.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to strategy-wise, there's a lot of action going on between Drix, Edu. Yes, he actually missed the corner, but going into turn 4 and turn 3. Oh, what's going on here as these guys are trying to battle on for this 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th position. Actually, Ferrari is in the battle as well, but back to Bailey, as I don't know if he should pit, really. Is Storm and Shamrock going for this move on Drix? He's going to get it going into turn 8.
Well, the thing is about this right now is that Sinav will catch up to this group and will be in traffic. So he's not going to gain much out of this unless he dives bombed a lot of them. So, as Ferrari now looks for
like
it
what
on
Ferrari just did.
Looks for it, and the McLaren now, oh, so close between these two here right now. And my goodness me, it's close between this group here right now. Bailey swelling away at the front. Oh my goodness me, and it's Drunken Shamrock who's coming to the lane. I thought he went deep into the corner.
Yes, it was very interesting there.
That was because I was on board and you can see an Alfa Romeo go shoo here at the moment. But yes, Ferrari Nut as well. Remember, Ferrari Nut right now is in a very good position in this race right now. He could maybe get a top, maybe a P3. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out. Drunken Shamrock now with a soft tyre, as now we see Sinav now and Drix. Sinav now goes up in a position number 6 in this race. And, well, I don't know if he could win here right now, because I feel like if Bailey's comfortable with his tyres, he could just go away at the front to the end. It depends how Bailey's feeling on his tyres at the end of this race. That's pretty much what it is. As that dude goes wide, way wide, as Ferrari now comes through into position number 3 in this one. What does Sirhan do? I feel like Sirhan no, he's going to keep going up. Well, I feel like that top 2, if they were going to pit, they would have pitted by now. Absolutely, because I feel like it's a bit late to pit, honestly, because you're going to be behind these 4 cars, as Drix is actually in.
Your statement has been instantly proven false by Drix. He's going to go under the soft compound tires. Actually, he's getting a front wing change. That's why he's going in.
There we go. Drix in. He's in the lane and damage, so who knows when he could have gotten that. There was so much going on. He could have gotten that from anything, really. But watching these guys here at the moment, and Ferrari in a great position here in position number 3 in this race, and he'll try to see if he can catch Sirhan for position number 2. Bailey right now, see what will go. Ryan said the chat could be supposed to go to the end. Well, again, as I said before, it depends what Bailey and Sirhan's tyre life is at the end here. That's pretty much what's going to depend on. Bailey's got a 14-second margin, so it's going to make things a little bit more easier for Bailey. It's now Sinav looks for the move here on Miniko. If Sinav wants to put any pressure, he wants to start making some positions here at the moment. But it's going to be tough when those softs go off at the end here for him as he does the bust up of the race. Important for his championship to get that extra point, as of course he's always seen as if that is Neymar. And yes, they are doing leaving it late, of course. And if a safety car came out, boy oh boy, would that make things very, very interesting in this race. Bailey now is coming up to the back here, and Neymar as well. Of course, Neymar going a lap down, and I think Coop's about to go a lap down up ahead as well. So lots going on here at the moment. Sinav closing up to the back of these guys right now. Edu Sin in a P4 right now. Ferrari Nut in a great position right now in 3rd. So a lot happening here in this race.
The look now, Zenab may actually try to go for a move. Edu here to the left-hand side of the Alpine. He'll go for this with DRS, and he'll get up into the 4th position. Well, both these drivers have penalties now, which may have played into the factor of Miniko, which, by the way, he's actually fallen off at 1.9 seconds. What's happened to the Haas there?
I do not know. Do not know what's happened to the Haas. But he stays in position number 6 at right now, unless just the mediums are just starting to go off for him at the moment. 14 seconds for Bailey up the front over Sirhan. Ferrari Nut is just clawing that margin down between him and Sirhan, but he has to worry about the other Ferrari who's closing up on him right now. And honestly, Verona does not need to full-on challenge here at the moment. Driggs out as the fastest lap of the race, down in position number 10. And I think, yes, Neymar and Hoop are having their own battle of way down the field. But coming up now to almost 6 laps to go as Bailey goes around again, and you saw in the background there the Red Bull and the Mercedes battling each other. Let's take a... and they've actually both come in. Well, there you go. Let's see what Sinov can do here with Verona.
Oh. A little bit too far back that time. I don't think we'll go for it this time, though, if he gets a better exit. Verona gets a decent exit. Zinag gets an okay one. In the battery, he's not going to be on the side of the Ferrari. He's a little bit too far back. He'll have to wait a little bit longer behind that Red Bull. But the more he waits, the more that penalty that he has weighs him down. 3 seconds. Verona does not have any. So if Zinav wants to get ahead of Verona here, he needs to get past him quickly. But here's the thing. If he gets past him quickly and starts catching up to the guys in front of him, well, he has to meet his teammate, Sirhan, about 3 seconds up the road. So by passing him now, he may be in a lose-lose situation. If he passes him too quickly, he'll catch up to Sirhan, and then Verona will kind of slowly close him back. Yeah, but if he stays behind Verona, he'll lose his position to his teammate and Verona, but not just going for it.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how things go here at the moment. Sinov needs to get this move done if he wants to possibly challenge his teammate for position number 2 in this race. So it's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out here at the moment. He's going to have to look. He's got to look for it here. He's got to look for it. Sinov looks. Dries gets another time penalty as Verona goes down in position number 4. All Verona has to do is just try to stick with him, and he could maybe, because of the penalty, as you see, could maybe get onto the podium. SupplyRaptor goes around behind, and boy, day just gets bad to worse for him in this one. As now Sinov, the gap's opened up, so now he can try to hunt down his teammate and see if he can maybe get a big 2 in this one right now. Neymar and Hoop battling it out in the 12th position, as we see right now. But really the battle to watch right now is the battle between Sinov and Sirhan. What is going to happen, and what can Verona get at the end of this as well? So we'll see how things go right now. But Bailey and Sirhan right now, Bailey comfortably up in front. He doesn't need to pit, as well he could if there's a safety out, as Neymar has gone around. And that's his probably his 20th spin of the day. But well, here's some of the penalties so far. 3 seconds for Sinov, 6 seconds for Edu, which could give Maneko a top 5 position. 3 seconds for Movement. Should be back now. Right, we're back. Apologies for that. You have missed Neymar trying to go for a move here on Sinov, and that could have been his last opportunity to go for it. But yes, welcome back. Apologies for that. Well, he went out for just a few seconds, so you only missed a lap or 2 there. And that's the beauty of PC, that I could just restart the stream very, very quickly. So there you go. Almost 15 seconds for Bailey at the front over Sirhan at the moment. He's holding on very nicely, the Alfa Romeo, and having an absolutely superb drive here at the moment. But things are just steady here right now. Ferrari Nut could possibly, if he can hold on to under 3 seconds, could get into P3 here in the Red Bull.
Gonna be close here though, because Zinav is catching up to his teammate Sirhan, and at that 3-second time penalty, once again, it's gonna weigh Zinav down. But if he could start pushing and putting in some good quality laps, but it may be a little bit too little too late. 9 laps on those softs is around the time the softs are gonna start to fall off. Well, Ferrari Nut's tires are not gonna be too pretty either. 14 laps on his mediums. Well, they're definitely a lot fresher than the guys around them. Edu, 25 laps. Minico, 25 laps. Or sorry, Edu, 23 laps. Zerhan and Bailey, 24 laps. So it's going to be a battle of who can get their tires together for longer.
That's right, it's going to be a battle of that. And now the Ferraris are near each other. So the Ferraris now both near each other here. Unless Sinev uses Sirhan to try to pull away from Ferrari Nut, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It'll be very tough for him to do that here right now. Bailey's close to the final lap of this race.
Moves around.
As moves
Plus
around.
front wing.
Oh dear, I thought that was Ferrari Nut or a hoop, but no, Mamu. Now, as now at the front, Sinev goes through.
They make the swap.
They make the position change. So Sinev now up in the P2, and now he's got clean air to try to pull away here from Ferrari Nut. He needs about a second, literally a second. If he can get a second over Ferrari Nut here at the moment, he can get on that podium. That's what he can do. So that's going to be very important to him as of right now. And Neymar and Hoop, there's your time on screen. Go for something, Hoop. Before we look at our leader, they go side by side. Hoop goes wide. There's going to be contact. No, there's not. And they're having a, oh my goodness me. But we're going to go to our race leader. Bailey, what a superb race from Bailey. Just things worked out beautifully after So Krispy's DNF. And Bailey will come to the last few corners and will extend his championship lead. Bailey will win the Canadian Grand Prix. A superb result for him. It is Sinev so far, position number 2. Has he gained much? He has not. It's only going to be 4th. Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll never know. As down Sinev, position number 2, but Sirhan will move up. Ferrari Nut gets on the podium in 3rd. And Edu peak 5. Maniko lost a bit of time there in the end between him and Edu, but Maniko, well, he still gets that top 5 either way. Drunken Shamrock comes home in position number 7. And that was an incredible Canadian Grand Prix.
Yes, it is, and yellow flag actually to come through. Oh, Neymar's retired.
Yes.
Well, I said it earlier, by the way. You said your pick was going to be Bailey. Well, you got that one right. But I also said whenever he was going through it, he entered in 4 races today. That's now 4 of 4. Congrats to Bailey on that victory.
And I am guessing that we're probably going to... Sorry, I'm just laughing at what writes in the chat. I guess we'll probably only have 1st and 3rd here on the podium, but Bailey, superb result as we now move on to the French Grand Prix. And I disagree with Valkyrie in the chat. I was about to swear then. I absolutely despise France. But as commentators, it's actually a pretty exciting track because it is a fascinating race to commentate on. It usually always is, especially if rain gets involved. But there's Bailey at the front. We'll get our top 3, maybe only 1st and 3rd. But in for podium interviews here for what has been an absolutely superb, intriguing Canadian Grand Prix. Not as chaotic as we saw at Monaco and Baku, but still a lot of racing went down in that one. Wow.
Yes, it did. That's a very intriguing race indeed. And that's one that may go down into one of the ones that you may remember, especially if you're Bailey, but one to forget if you're Raptor. Remember, started in that top 3 and had a really good chance of grabbing that victory, or at least contending for it. He's down in 11th. He got the fastest lap. He won't get the point for it, unfortunately.
Yes, indeed. And SupplyRaptor P11 gets the fastest lap. But yeah, there'll be a bit of a shame for him today. He probably could have been on the podium at the end there. But there's all the results here in Canada. Bailey on top, Sirhan second, Ferrari Nut third, Sinan fourth, Manenko fifth, Edu sixth, Drunken Shamrock seventh, Driggs eighth, Mumu ninth, and Fast AD rounds out the top 10 here in Canada. Oh, excuse me. As we'll, I think we'll kick things off here, Catcher, and start off with Ferrari Nut.
Yep, from 6th to 3rd on the grid for Annette, you got another podium one that is kind of very chaotic, especially the last couple of laps with the battle between Zanavu, Miniko, Edu, and, well, walk us through it. From 6th to 3rd, 2-stop, I guess it worked, but how you couldn't catch those 1-stoppers?
Well, I was banking on Bailey possibly needing to make a second stop there because the tires just weren't holding up like everybody thought they would. Everybody except Sirhan and Bailey did it. I think if Zinav had, if I'd gotten around him when he made that mistake on the back straight, I may have had a chance at his teammate. But we just lost so much time when we banged wheels into the backstretch chicane. That was all it wrote. So at that point, it was hang on to him and just drag up and get as close as you can. And had half second in the bag at the line, so still got the position. I mean, I understand. I understand why he's going to defend that hard. He's got his teammate in front of him, possibly maybe get both of the cars on the podium, but it was rough a bit.
Well, it was rough. Well, how do you think it will go next weekend out at France? It's your chance really to go and rebound from it. I mean, you said it's rough here. Well, there's a lot more, I guess, space to work with in some areas of the track at France. Do you think you have a better shot at a podium if you even come into race?
Well, France is always a toss-up. I'm usually pretty good there. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's gonna come on this one because it's always just a very oddly chaotic race for such a wide open track. There's typically a few retirements and maybe a safety car late on in the race, but definitely the first safety car we had tonight didn't help me because I have a feeling I could have gotten ahead of this man and the rest of them with the undercut there, as well as Aiden doing the same in front of me. But it all worked out. Still got on the podium, and I'll take that after the disappointment of the last couple weeks.
Well, you will definitely take that indeed. Congratulations on your podium, and that's a P3 for you and the Red Bull team. Hand it over to Mitchie for that final time.
And also congrats to our Ferrari up P2. Bailey, P1. Talk us through that one. That was battling with Krispy early on, and then Krispy DNF, and just out in front on those medium tyres. Talk us through it.
Yeah, that race was very, nerve-wracking. I was, on the verge of spinning the whole time. No, but yeah, when I saw Krispy crash, I got very sad because that could have been, a 1-2. And then after that, it was just about keeping my tires, normal and not blow up because I was doing the one stop. And yeah, just managing tires and not crashing.
Yeah, that's basically it. And hoping no safety car came out. But standing championship lead as well. France next week. What you're thinking heading to France?
I'm not really sure. I haven't done many laps there, I think. Unless I did it in time trial, but time trial doesn't count. But yeah, hopefully I can do well again. Keep the consistency up. And yeah, that's about it. Just hope for the best again.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations on the race win in that one. But that about does it. Katra, thank you, everybody in the chat. Apologies for the end there. And join us next time. French Grand Prix. Don't forget ACC as well. It's a goodbye for now. Breakout Racing League. That's Canada done. Done. Yes.